In 2020, 4 friends decided to listen to every one of the greatest 500 albums as decided by Rolling Stone magazine. This resulted in a text chain that celebrated the music, excoriated the order, and led us to making this podcast. We are far from experts. We promise to do almost no research. All opinions are our own unless you disagree. Please sit back and enjoy. Beck did it better. We are all the way up to album 145. And from 2000, let's see, 145. I love them's. Oh, God, I couldn't do it at all. And from 2000, it's the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. Guys, I just have one little news thing before we get to my song. I just went to the bathroom during the break, and I realized that these boxer briefs that I'm wearing have no flap. This is a maximum security prison that I am in. There is no jailbreak. So for those of you in the audience who are doing a jailbreak all week, hoping to hear a report on it, sorry, not going to be happening. I do not have a flap. So for those of you that participated in the jailbreak, sorry, but I'm out. Okay, so
it didn't last, huh?
Did not last very long. Okay,
very short jailbreak.
Yeah, but I was happy when I was just wearing boxers. I was like, no possibility of getting hurt today. All right, let's you know what? Enough of this talk. We've had fun, but let's turn on.
I'm so confused how I got injured last week.
Down
you guys
on the ground.
Get mad, and Aaron, do you get the science of how he got hurt?
Were you like on your phone or something? That you're distracted, like.
Russell, I'll send you a homemade video later.
Speaking of being on your phone in the bathroom, question for you. I walked into...
Yes, there are people that do it.
I walked into a public bathroom the other day, and there was a person at the stall, one hand on the junk, one hand with the phone.
See it all the time.
Up. Yeah. I do it.
No.
You cannot do that.
One hand on the junk?
That. No
one hand
way.
on the
junk? You cannot
I don't go one hand on the junk. I go unguided, Scud missile style. Yeah, I'm scudding it up.
Sort this out. No way.
I got 2 hands on my phone. I'm texting. Scudding.
I was appalled. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
What? Yeah. What
really?
Could you possibly need to be looking at for the 30 seconds or whatever it is? Yeah.
Why not? What else? That's the perfect time to use your phone at the urinal. That's crazy, guys. Why not?
I would disagree.
No. That's perfect.
Rob, I would think less of you if I saw it in Vegas.
Aaron,
we've talked about this. Is sickness of people walk. They just cannot not be on their phone. They cannot walk. They're like their necks are going to be creaked.
Yeah,
from they're just always looking down. It's like these little nerdy guys, and their elbows are always tucked in, and they're like alligators, like looking at their phone. You know, Jesus.
Would you say someone who's been walking the dog lately and watching TikToks at the same time that would be the indication that maybe you have an issue?
Yeah. Rob, yes, I would say definitely. Leave your phone at home.
What's holding the pants up if you got one on the junk and one on the phone? Like, wouldn't the pants just fall off entirely?
Muscular thighs, my friend. Okay? Muscular ties. Damn it. All right. Let's turn on the radio. Okay?
I was listening.
I was actually listening.
When you're done. So when you're done.
Yeah.
Do you pocket the phone and replace? How do you get?
Hold on, Russell and Rob. That's tough. Take your earphones off real quick. I got to talk to Rosie.
Russell, I'll yell at you.
Okay.
Isn't this great, Rosie? Because last episode, Rob just kept interrupting Russell. Rob just wants to get to his song. No, you guys can't hear. Russell, take your headphones off. You can't hear. And now Rob, he just wants to get to his song. And Russell's just giving it right back to him. Just giving him the business. I like this. All right, guys, come on back.
Headphones on?
The problem here's the problem, Russell. So if I put the phone back in the pocket, those pants are falling down.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was waiting for it.
Don't take it out. Just never take your phone. If you don't take the phone out, you don't have to worry about putting it back in.
What are you looking at? You're just looking at the wall?
So Rob, when you're replacing everything, you're putting where it goes back. You do it with one hand with the phone in the hand?
Yeah, oh yeah. Two hands?
Switch hands?
Two hands? I'm not a fireman wrapping up a hose. I mean, that's...
So you zip up your fly with one hand while your phone's in your hand.
Well, this explains it. No wonder he screwed himself or whatever it was. Yeah.
At some point, the phone has to go back. There's no way you get through the whole trip with the phone out.
I knew it was bad because I was trying to push volume up on my penis. I was like, wait, if that's here, then where's my... Wait, I thought I have an XL phone. I don't know. There's something there. Listen, guys, let's turn on the radio and just see what plays. I actually listened to a list the other day, 896 greatest songs. And this was 896, so let's check it out.
Number 1 in my book.
Welcome to K-Rob, K-R-O-B. And I just have one message for all the haters out there. I know the song's not on the album, but the other songs were hard to rap to.
Russ stated, He dated old ladies. Russ dated. He dated old ladies. Dated.
Can Russ get that AARP ass?
Old ladies. Russ dated. He dated old ladies. Russ hid with his silence the fact that 64 is the age on her license. You want to know why Russ did what he did? Going to early bird dinner just to hit on all them? Their hair is gray. She's a retiree. He doesn't have to worry about making a baby. And then we all said, Russell, you dating cougars? You only date women that can't use computers. Well, they have aged well, have an old lady smell, jitterbug for her cell, get their email through AOL. She's divorced, buys Russ shirts for Lacoste, but every Sunday she makes a really good spaghetti sauce. She's got 8 cats, doesn't drive very fast, but Russ likes the feel of her old lady hands. We discussed. Hold up. Wait a minute right there, Russ. Be careful when you bang her. She has rheumatoid arthritis. Russ dated. He dated old ladies. Russ dated. He dated old ladies. Russ dated. He dated old ladies.
Such a
Excuse me, can Russ get that AARP ass, please? So good, I did it again.
When you want to hear about the greatest albums of all
This was a no kink shame show.
I feel like I just got shamed.
Right.
I think the most visceral part of that song is dating somebody with old lady hands. Like that's when you know, right? You grab those hands and they're papery thin.
Podcast for you, Jack. Beck did it better.
All right, everybody, listen, we're here. We're recovering from that song. I've got 4 guys here talking about Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. Having trouble with it today. Marshall Mathers LP. And I've got 4 guys here who thought it was about the plan to bring food to Europe after World War II. What? Rob Smart again? I got Matt in Minneapolis. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm just enjoying hanging out with you guys. So thanks for having me, Rob. Always great to be on the podcast with you and the other hosts.
Jeez. Sounds like you're quitting, man. Please don't quit. I got Russell in Minnesota. Russell, why are you doing?
Rob, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the podcast, the downloads every day I am. Just dating old ladies for that AARP ass is the way I am.
You know that was a freestyle off the dome, too. That's how good he is.
That's a pivot. Nice.
This is Russell's 69 mile for sure. And I've got Aaron out in California now. Aaron told me that he calls those wrappers on Reese's peanut butter cups the panties. Aaron, how are you doing?
What? What?
I knew that one would get Aaron. I knew that one would distract him. Can I come back for that one?
What?
He's like, I just got to take off these panties before I eat the Reese's cups.
No.
Yeah, but you're going to start doing it now, aren't you?
Maybe.
Say that to somebody. Next time you're eating Reese's cups, especially if it's a big cup.
Oh, sometimes I scribble addresses too sloppy when I jot them. Let's talk about the Marshall Mathers LP.
Gas stations sell single big cups. I do not want to buy king size candy bars all the time. I don't need 4 Reese's cups. That's too many. I need 2. Okay, when I take off those panties and eat that cup, stick in the hole in the middle. You know what I mean? You get out the hole in the middle first.
Oh.
All right. Well, try not calling them panties from now on. Think about it.
What other candies have panties, Rob?
You know what? I guess those ones you get for Valentine's, like the hearts, you got to pull those out of the panties when you grab them, right? They come with the panties on.
I suppose.
All right. Let's get into the voicemail here. Why mess around? Okay.
We got
We're
a
gonna
voicemail.
Make this quick. We're going to make this a quick episode.
Dumb shit listeners. I
misclicked.
Dumb shit listeners.
That's proudest work.
Your callers are so stupid. That laugh, it got me again, Aaron. Fuck off. Got me again. Your callers are so stupid. It's like Shaggy.
Great new voicemail, Rob. Hey guys, I'm calling to report I am all caught up.
Made it.
All 141 episodes.
Wow.
Just started listening this last fall, and now I gotta wait every week for a new episode. But to commemorate, I want you to jump in the time machine with me. Metal door opens,
Smoke.
Rivets.
So he knows how to do it, Rob.
Exit. I step out. I walk past Rob making out with himself, and this is what I see from the last episode of my catch-up.
Okay.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's Pee-wee?
This is what's going to get us a copyright strike. You know that, right? It's going to be like 2 degrees of copyright infringement.
His voicemail again, him doing the Pee-wee bit?
He called with the Pee-wee bit?
I think he's doing it. I don't think it's
He's
Pee-wee.
doing
I think it's
this?
him doing it.
Wait,
I think, that's him doing it for sure.
What?
wow.
Love the show.
That is him. Oh my God, it didn't even occur to me that that's really him doing the balloon bit.
He's deranged.
Oh my God, what a great voicemail. Guys, this show.
We might have to get him on the
that
show
guy on the
sometime.
podcast sometime,
Yeah.
right?
That's quite a bit.
Barrel of monkeys.
Now, I want you to think about that. He started when? When did he start calling?
He said last fall he finally figured it out. And it took him 30 episodes to figure out it was me, his good buddy from back in the day.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. That's so good.
I was on the podcast.
So he got
said
through
last fall.
He got through 150 episodes in 6 months.
Yeah. That's nuts.
150 episodes in 6 months?
How many hours of podcasts have we produced, Rob? Do you have any idea? Is there any metric anywhere?
Probably, let's say
average.
8 months. We'll give him 8 months.
Hour and a half a
150
show?
divided by 8.
For 140? 90 times 140?
If you give him 8 months, it was about 20 episodes a month. It's about one every other, almost more
Guys,
than one every other day.
Impressive.
We can't do this because he listened to like 1,000 minutes of us. No, like oh no, this is not the time for me to be doing math. Listen, do you guys know what our voicemail greeting is? By the way, that's what I took from the call. By the way, that he liked my voicemail greeting bit. Didn't listen to the rest of it. Do you guys know what our voicemail greating is right now? Do any of you
let's
know?
hear it.
No.
All right, let's play it right now. Tell me what you think of this. Now, this is a long
Pee-wee
one.
balloon.
This is that would be a good bit. This is a long one.
Hey, Chuck. This is your cousin, Marvin. Yeah. Marvin Berry? Yeah, you know that voicemail you've been looking for? Well, I've got it. This is the voicemail for Beck Did It Better, the podcast. You play a message and ask a question, we'll play it on the show or whatever.
Now, I also have one just called Aaron. Now, I don't know what this is, but let's play. Let's see. Should I switch to this one?
Let's hear it.
Thanks for calling the Beck line. Please leave a short message and ask us a question that we can talk about on the show. It helps if it's funny because that helps make up for Aaron.
Oh.
What the hell, Rob?
Man.
Aaron, I want to formally apologize for that.
Deleted. Get rid of that.
Borderline.
All right, you know what? Look at this. Delete. Okay,
What a
gone.
guy.
Don't need it. Okay,
This
how about this one?
is
You
dead.
might be
Hey, Rob, just in case you want it, you don't have to exit it from the trash. You can go reinstate it.
okay. You might be famous.
Thank you for calling the Beck Did It Better hotline. If you have something to say, or a compliment, or something nice to say, or a question, or you need dating advice, you've come to the right place. Leave a message and say your name or not, or whatever. I don't care. And we will play it on the podcast. You might be famous. It's like you're the 5th co-host.
That one's not good. That was an early one. Don't like that. And this one's just called Rob Quick, I think.
Thank you for calling Beck Did It Better. Leave a message.
All right. So I think that Marvin Berry one's the best, right? We need to leave that.
Yes.
Any ideas for a voicemail that I should leave?
It's a good one.
Because you guys don't want to go to my next bit. Do you have any voicemail ideas? No? What about one? I could do one about... Maybe I just play the Russ Old Lady song. I mean, that's not a bad bit, right? I thought
You
that was
got a
good.
next bit?
On that voicemail? Yes, I do. I have one more bit for the voicemail.
Let's hear it.
Do you guys want to watch the balloon video?
No.
The Pee-wee balloon video?
I will always watch
man.
it.
All right, let's watch
That
it.
is the funniest thing.
It's so funny.
Whoa,
Oh, wait a minute.
turn it.
Oh, no.
That's wrestling, I mean.
No, this is not the guy in the goddamn balloon. This is...
This could be John from Edina.
I'm becoming trapped in the balloon.
Oh, guys, he doesn't want to be in the balloon. This is a guy getting trapped in a giant balloon. He does. Oh, drat.
Oh, darn it. Oh,
Darn it.
Blasted.
I think Jonathan Medina got through 18 episodes a month, and he's going to hear this one and hear himself and get through 0 in the next month.
That's it. That's
done.
This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, just to let everybody know, that is a video again of a guy getting caught in a giant balloon and acting like he's not insanely turned on by it.
That's what I keep. He wants to be stuck in there, right? That's the
100%.
Just okay.
The feel, and now we know Russell's opinion on the feel of or the sounds of balloons rubbing on things, but that guy feels quite the opposite.
I want you guys to think about this. So we, on average, 90 minutes an episode, right? Hour and a half. That add up?
Creeping up a little more than that now, yeah.
No, we're going to do it faster, remember?
We're at 144 episodes, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 12,960 minutes.
Oh, my God. Where are my
Divide
bills?
that by 60 for an hour. That's 216 hours worth of content.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And then divide that by 24. That's 9 full days of content.
My God.
Just think of what John from Edina could have learned if he just would have he could be like fluent in French right
anything
now.
else.
Something.
So if that's 9 days, I bet it's taken us, that time to record, right? Plus me, like triple the time to edit. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, that takes
and then
you
again for preparing. Oh, no wonder things are not going great at home. Using all my time on the old podcast. Oh boy. Plus I'm looking up all these balloon videos. That keeps me busy.
Russell, what year did we start? When was our was our first episode?
In 2020.
Yeah, 4 friends.
In 2020.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Like September, when it was July, August. When was that?
August, yeah. It was after the summer when Rob and I got confused on the lake.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's
Chemicals.
wild is I got an update from TikTok saying, "Oh, your Nooch video is 1 year old." I was like, "You're serious? We were doing the Nooch bit a year ago." I would have said that was 3 months ago.
I ate so much nooch today too. I think you guys every time you're really pounded some nooch today,
dude. You're mooching that nooch still?
Every time, every chance I get.
Oh my God! Like Pauly Shore would say, "You're snooching the snooch." Oh, you're snooching that nooch. Russell, are you going to add something to the nooch bit? Come on, let's go.
I love one of the DVDs I decided to keep last week. You guys told me to throw them all away. Was Bull Durham because I'm a huge fan of Nuke the Nooch. Lanooch.
Oh, Nuke Lanooch.
Duke Lelouch.
Guys, did you know that?
Hey, Rob, Rob,
what?
Didn't you laugh at my joke? Did you not hear my joke?
Can I honestly tell you why I didn't laugh? Because I was thinking about how to set up a Nooch Gingrich joke. I am so sorry. Hey, should I come to St. Olaf with my wife who's dying? But don't worry, I'm going to divorce her. That's my Nooch Gingrich joke. That's what he did. His wife was like, "Oh, I'm so sick, I'm going to die." And he was like, "See ya."
I mean, it's like a
right.
approach.
You know what?
Stop jokes.
You know what? We're actually going to sit in that one. We're going to sit. We're going to think about it.
Right? What else are you supposed to do?
We're going to sit. Actually, we're going to sit and think about what we've done. Okay, and we're going to think: is this where we want to go? Is that where you want to go? A Nooch Gingrich joke? First of all, very select group of people that will understand a Nooch Gingrich joke at all. You'd have to pick up the Nooch thing from a year ago. So unless you're a psycho who's been listening to all 30 episodes in 6 months, you have no idea what we're talking about. Unless you have a Samsung free, because I want to remind you, that is the episode that was very popular. That's our most downloaded episode, The Stooges. Another shitty episode. Yeah. Everybody on Samsung is like, what is this shitty episode?
Rob, do you remember when we broke through on Samsung and we thought we were going to make it big and then we've still got the same amount of downloads that we have from a year ago?
Yeah. You were throwing middle fingers at everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to the moon.
I may have thought we were too big at the time. That's the problem with going to the top, treating everybody like shit. You see them on the way down too. Man, that's the lesson I've learned. Now, let's get into Rollin' Goin'. Wait, did I show you guys the balloon video?
It's time to see what everybody's up to.
No.
It's time for Rollin' Goin'.
The Pee Wee Herman one?
Yeah, that one. Rosie, Rollin' Goin', how's it going with you?
It's going pretty good. Usual stuff out here. End of the school year types of things for the kiddos. So we've been over at the school a lot. And on Wednesday night this last week was open house. So we had to go, check out all the accomplishments that my young lad achieved this year and go meet his first grade teacher. And then, of course, as happens at these things, open house is done. The kids run around. they get wild until somebody gets hurt. Well, this time it was my guy who got hurt, ran into a friend, got a full on like Rocky Balboa black eye.
Wow.
His very first perfect black eye. I'm wondering if can you guys remember? Can you remember your first like significant injury as a kid?
Yeah, I can, because it was when I was doing this podcast. I never got a black eye growing up until I got punched in that Muay Thai class. And I got to tell everybody I got a black eye doing Muay Thai, including my mom. It was awesome. It ruled.
I don't remember my first black eye. My most memorable black eye was in Vegas. I was hit in the face by a man with a beer bottle who he did not like something I had done. And he walked up behind me and he hit me in the face right under the eye with a beer bottle.
Now, listen, I don't want to play a funny song to this, Russell, but I have to. It's in my contract.
I can't imagine. Did you black out? How do you feel?
I have to ask.
What kind of beer was it? Because that's going to go along. Because like a Corona bottle?
I think it was if I had to guess, I would say a Corona, yes.
I think that might be the best bottle to get hit with, though. Like, you don't want
like it's lime in your eye when they hit you with it, too. It's the worst, right?
No, it's the worst. You're like,
so it's just insult to injury.
Did it break?
Did not break.
Oh, God.
It was right in front of the Bellagio. There was a group of what I would appear to be tourists that were taking pictures in front of the Bellagio fountains. And there was just a ton of people outside walking around. And there was two roughnecks, we'll call them, just kind of idiot dudes out there. And they kept getting in the way of these people's pictures, just yelling, being drunk, loud, being idiots. And I was younger at the time. Now I would just walk by. I wouldn't even think about it. But sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut.
Russell.
And so this guy started yelling at everyone. He was yelling and hollering. He goes, I'm going to kick the shit out of everyone out here. Starts hollering and yelling at everything. I kind of looked and he yelled it. And I just kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, this is so stupid. The behavior here is ridiculous. He looked at me and he goes, did you just roll your eyes at me? And I go, yeah, you're being a fucking asshole. And he started yelling at me. So I started walking with my buddies and we kept walking. He walked up behind me and hit me right under the eye with a beer bottle.
Are you fucking serious, Russell?
I am dead serious. If you want confirmation, you could ask the pleasure principal to leave a voicemail and confirm this story. He was there.
Oh no, Russell. So what happens next? What happens? You go to the hospital?
So I go down, I hit the ground and I'm on the ground for a second. And it takes like a second for me to realize he just hit me in the face with a beer bottle.
Right. And you're taking the shards of glass, putting them on the tape on your hands. And you're ready to go Rocky 2 style.
Yes. Rambo, I believe it was, technically.
Yeah, you're ready to empty. Yeah, you're right. Rocky, there was no broken glass on the glove. Thunderlips, no, this is an exhibition match. He's all cut up.
Isn't that Kickboxer? Isn't that where they put the thing on and then they go and they
do that too. That's one of the many movies where people betting. I never knew what betting was growing up because I was like, if I go bet, do I have to stand in an arena and guys are just yelling with paper and I have to figure out what they mean? Oh, I'd never be able to do that. So, Russell, what happens?
Need more movies where they're putting their fists in glass before a fight, though, right?
100%. Every movie would be better with that. The Notebook, Avatar, everything.
So I get up and this is right in front of the Bellagio fountains, like a very nice part of Vegas, right? And so I get up and I start like yelling at the guy and walking towards him, like wanting to fight, but deep down, like not wanting to,
right.
Like,
and he's still holding the bottle because it didn't break. It's like a hold me back thing. So I start walking and starting yelling at the guy, and my buddies kind of grabbed me and pulled me out of there. I'm glad they did. Nothing good would have came of it. Yeah.
I probably would have ended up, dead in the fountains afterwards. And so essentially my buddies said, well, we got to go like report this to the police or something. I'm like, we're in Vegas. I don't think anyone gives a shit. So we go into the Bellagio and we tell the security at the Bellagio, and they didn't care one bit. They didn't say anything.
Really?
But they did give me some ice for my eye. But yeah, I got hit in the face with a beer bottle that night in Las Vegas.
Christ, Russell. Oh, that makes my eye hurt just thinking about it. Oh, I can't imagine I'm going to have to edit this later. Oh, more hours of my life thinking about getting hit in the eye with things.
2 other memories from that trip to Vegas. One would be, I think I've only been to a gentleman's club in Vegas one time in my life, and this was the one time.
Yeah.
But it was one of those nights where you get
pre-black eye or post?
Pre-black eye, night before the black eye.
Okay.
And so we go, and it was one of those nights where a handful of us stayed quite a while, and we left, and it was like the Varsity Blues thing when you walk out and it's light outside.
No.
I
No
did that.
way,
man.
The only time in my life I've ever done that, walk out of a gentleman's club and it's light outside.
Oh, what a depressing. You're covered in buffalo wing sauce from inside. I mean, so depressing. So depressing. Matt, what was your first black eye?
I don't remember mine, but I distinctly remember Leo's, because Leo, we were at Barry's house in Burnsville, and he has a house where you can like run around, like there's the stairs down to the basement, but it's one where you can run around. There's a nice track.
Yep.
Barry's kids are a little bit older, and some of the other kids were there a little older, and so my kid was just having a great time, and they're running around shooting Nerf darts or whatever. Well, it's clearly like a one-way path, and I think my kid started going the other way, so it was going against traffic. And clearly he went and hit square head on head. So he got this and then fell back on the hardwood floor. So he had a big knot in the front and a big knot in the back. And it was kind of his first big one, but he was having fun playing with the older kids. And so
I'm telling you,
kind of had to shake it up, but had the big eggs.
I always wondered why parents, as soon as we started having fun, the parents would be like, hey, come on now, settle down. And it's because every time your kid gets injured, they're at maximum fun. They are never having a miserable time and then get injured. They are always having a fucking blast. And then they like fall and you think, oh my God, my parenting.
So how did your son bounce back? Is he proud of the black eye? How did he deal with it?
Yeah, bounced back. We put some ice on it. He didn't want the ice at first, but then he bounced back, and then he woke up in the morning and he said, my eyes feel better because I closed it all night. And then, he still got a little bit of a bruise there, but he went to school proudly. So he handled it great, man.
Well, I'd look out because, I used to use, you get a thing of peas and you could put it on there for a black eye. But then I woke up one day and I said, my lumps, my lovely lady lumps. And I was like, oh.
Shouldn't have used the black-eyed peas.
Black-eyed peas, yeah. You gotta, it's a walk and it's not worth it when you get there. But we took it together. So that was,
There has to be part of you, Aaron, that thought you should have like gotten out the raw steak and just put it on the face directly,
yes.
right?
I mentioned that actually. We didn't have any raw steak, but if we had it, on the way home, I was like, in the Sandlot, 100%. I was ready to
take this metal tin of fettuccine and put it against your eye. That's what we have.
That's it for me. How's it rolling going with Russell?
It's going good. I was actually down, rolling going. It's going well, Aaron. Appreciate you asking. I was actually down for Mother's Day. I went and picked up my mom and I drove her down and we went and saw with my sister and her kids. We went and saw a play or a musical at the Rochester Civic Theater. I've told you guys before about going down there. Yeah. But this time they were actually showing a Disney musical, The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
The Little Mermaid was playing at the Rochester Civic Theater. So my mom and I had a good drive down. We actually, on the way, I didn't mention this, on the way drive down, my mom told me, she goes, guess what I watched on TV the last few weeks? She goes, Breaking Bad. And I was like, damn.
Wow.
That's not like a normal mom show. And then she goes, guess what else I watched? She goes, Better Call Saul. She goes, it wasn't as good as Breaking Bad.
Oh, I disagree with your mother. I disagree.
Talked to her a few days ago. She goes, guess what I'm watching now? I go, I don't know. She goes, I'm rewatching Breaking Bad. She's doing it again. Wow. She's re-binging it. So I had props for her. We went down.
I think the fact that Russell's mom starts all of her sentences with a question, just like Russell does, I think is so good. Yeah. Like, hey, that's a nice part of Vegas, right? We're like, yeah, I mean,
guess what I'm watching.
Yeah,
guess where I was this weekend.
I love it. Yeah. Russell's all conversations are just questions. God, that's so good.
That might not even be how she does it. You know, Rob. That might not even be how she does it. Maybe that's just how I interpret it.
Yeah. What do you think?
So we go down and we see the show is The Little Mermaid, and you know what? These Disney songs, the musicals, Disney is amazing. Like, there's a reason they always kill it. Listen to some of the songs that they crushed it down at the Rochester Civic Theater. Part of Your World.
Yeah.
Great song. Under the Sea.
Yeah.
Kiss the Girl. And I'm going to have Rob pull up my favorite one. This is the best one. I think Aaron will see this coming for me. I don't know if he'll remember it, but the best song of the whole thing is when Ursula, the evil octopus, comes out and sings Poor Unfortunate Soul.
Yeah.
I am all about like the villain in like Disney movies or cartoons or movies. I'm all about the villain. And when the villain has a chance to shine, I can't get enough of it. And this is a fantastic opportunity for the villain to shine. Poor Unfortunate Soul.
Oh, that's the scary part.
Pat Carroll.
Were you guys ever attracted to Ursula? I mean, okay. Now listen.
No kink shaming, Rob.
No.
So go ahead, tell us.
Now,
let's
Russell,
hear about
put your hand down. We know why you are. But here's the thing. It's a woman on top. Nice, right? And what a woman, right? Body language. We know what we're talking.
She's got eight tentacles at least.
Octopus. Okay, 8 tentacles. What? I just said octopus. 8 tentacles and 2 hands.
Rob, remember when your wife used to get the 4-handed massage? Imagine what Ursula could do in that massage room. You would not be a poor, unfortunate soul.
I cannot tell you how happy I am you jumped in there, Russell, because I was like, uh-oh, how am I going to end this bit? And it just was like, I can't say that. I can't say that. But unfortunately, Russell, you are incorrect. The best song of Little Mermaid is the French Chef song.
Oh, the French Chef song was so good.
It is such a good song. The French Chef song is a song I memorized when I was younger. But I never knew he was speaking French. So when he says like sac le bleu, I thought it was like sac le bleu or something. I don't know.
And so there was a character in the play that was dressed like this crab dude here. I don't know what his name is. Sebastian, is that right?
Russell.
Just a human dressed as a big crab, Rob. We've talked about those crabs before, haven't we?
Now, Russell, I say this with all due respect. What the fuck are you talking about? When have we possibly talk about people dressed like crabs?
You've talked about crabs before because you claimed that Aaron didn't like that we called it pubic lace.
What?
I had 9 days of material. I'm gonna forget something.
You know what though? I'm gonna bet. I bet I did talk about pubic lace because that I do think that's a way worse name.
So either way, I had a great time and saw the
Crab
Little Mermaid.
fun.
But if you ever get a chance to go see any sort of Disney thing, it's gonna crush because the songs are amazing. They always kill it.
Yeah.
But I did have one other question. I went tonight to a bar. It was kind of a distillery, and we went in there, and it was really fancy. Kind of, they've got the dark lights and everything. I think it's called what's it called, Matt? It starts with an S.
O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy's, and kind of over by the U.
Starts with an S.
It's a really nice bar and everything. And I was noticing they had this huge bar, this huge wall, nothing really on the wall. What are your guys' thoughts about a bar that has no TVs? I find it to be pretentious and just kind of annoying. Has anyone ever gone to a bar before and said, man, I wish there were less TVs? No. So why not have TVs in a bar? What are your thoughts?
A lot of people do, Russell.
I agree with Russell.
Matt, Aaron, what do you think? If you go to a bar with no TVs, like I just feel like this bar wouldn't have been less fun if they had the Twins game up on the corner, right?
Well, I mean, I guess it all depends. If you're going by yourself, yeah, you want something else to do or watch something like that. But if you're going with people, I mean, you're supposed to be there talking to them, right? And conversing with them. You're not supposed to be watching the Twins game while the other people are having a conversation over here, right?
But what if you and the other people decided there was going to be no runs in the first inning? Maybe you put $5 on it and you actually can talk about it. So now you're doing both. You're actually incorporating everything. And maybe by all the people, I mean you and your wife.
Well, the bet has been made. It's a sunk cost, whether you see it live or you check a half hour later to see if that bet hit or not.
Yeah,
does it really matter? Does it really
okay, I'll socialize.
I mean, I guess you might kind of want to know what you're getting into. You might want to know you're going to a bar with no TVs. But I agree with Matt. With the right company, you don't need the TV.
Yeah.
If you're in the right company and the TV's there, you can just ignore it, though. That's the point.
See, I can't. That's my problem.
Oh, so you're saying you don't have the discipline to ignore it.
Correct. I don't. I have to position myself with my back to the TV.
Yeah, sometimes, Russell, when you're watching a show that you've seen over and over and over, like for years and years and years, and it's just a show you've seen over and over, sometimes you want to watch a new show. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to watch something else. You don't want to just have that same rerun over and over that maybe you've had for a long time.
Well, we won't rerun my Rolling Going. So, Matt, Rolling Going, how's it going with you?
Good. I think I hit a milestone in my most recent workout activities. I am not the worst person in yoga class anymore.
Yes.
Hey, not the worst.
What a... wait a minute. We got to find a good... This is the closest I got to yoga music, I think.
Round ball rock.
So I am not a flexible person. I have always just done like call it the football workout, and not even Rob's like competition lifts, right? It's just kind of like the beach workout, if you will, things like that. And run a little
biceps,
bit,
triceps,
bench, curls,
the neck,
shoulders,
the neck machine,
squat every once in a great while just to say you did it, kind of a thing, that kind of thing. So I decided this year was going to be the year of taking classes. I just take classes left and right.
I love it.
Nice.
Don't even go up to the third floor of Lifetime. I just stay on the second floor because that's where all the classes are, kind of a thing.
This is a map of
And
Lifetime.
so it's taken me, what is it? We're in May, and it's taken me 5 months, and I'm not the worst one in yoga anymore.
Why are you judging it on a competitive scale? Like you got to be better than someone, or what? Where's that coming
It's a
from?
practice, man.
No, it's not. It's not a competitive scale, but I think, when there are wherever you do, right? You go to any class, you go to spin class, there's people that just kick the shit out of the bike, right? And there's people that go to yoga. They're unbelievable. There's old men that are
Russell.
unbelievably great.
Matt,
Relax, Russell.
Are there old
Yeah.
ARPS?
Yeah, I was trying to stay away from it. There's old women that are unbelievable. There's young women that are unbelievable yogis, if you will, or whatever, right? And so it's just one of those things where you feel like you don't, if you're the worst one there, and it's not a competition, right? But it's one of those things where if you are clearly like the worst one, it's a little bit intimidating, and nobody's judging you or anything. So you finally get to a spot where you're not the worst one anymore, and you kind of feel a little bit good about yourself. And
Now, Matt, let me ask you, does your instructor, because this was my favorite part of yoga, is that when you were doing a position slightly wrong, the instructor would come over and gently shift your hips into the right spot or press down on your back.
Rob,
loved
we would
that
call
part.
it adjusting.
Oh,
adjustments.
I loved it. I was like, I don't know, my shavasana is not quite right. I'd be like, there's something wrong,
Yeah,
I think there's something wrong.
And actually,
my nipples don't feel flexible enough. Why don't you try stretching those out or whatever?
Yeah. Just a little tug.
Just a little.
How about me, Fokker?
Yeah.
I've got nipples.
A cow? Okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah. No, but I do feel like they're not hands-on instructions, but like from across the room, she's walking around saying, okay, do this, whatever. I do feel like they're always talking to me when they say like, nope, you gotta straighten your legs out here. Your legs should be straight here. And things like that. I do feel like they're always talking just to me though, because I've never doing things right. So yeah. So a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Matt, how often do you do yoga?
Once or twice a week. There's like an actual yoga class, and there's like this warrior sculpt thing that I go Brandon from Edina, go to that with him, and that's a little different. But like the actual yoga class, so I try to go twice and get it in. And
good for you, man. That's
You're
great.
a better yogi.
It's good stuff, right? Because look, I think we're all, Rob, I'll admit that you're a little bit of a motivation with how much weight you can move. I mean, cripes. I don't know how much you bench and squat. I mean, I think all of us, right? We're in our early 40s, and somebody told me a couple years ago that all you want to do in your 60s is be able to like move, right? And if you don't take care of being able to squat and do some of this stuff, it's not about benching and curling. It's about like actual functional lifting and things, And so that's what I kind of took that to heart. And I think it's going to pay off.
Can I ask a question about yoga, Matt, quick?
Yeah. Actually, real quick. That's what the next Toy Story movie is about. Is that Andy finds out he can't walk as well as he used to. And so he has to go into some PT. It's a fun movie, right? And the dolls are like, don't throw me in the incinerator or whatever. Russell, that was worth it. Thank you.
How was the first time you went into yoga? I feel like yoga or anything like that, or I know Rob started doing jujitsu. Rob, you could talk about jujitsu. Or Aaron, you've done a lot of, whether it's cycling or whatever. The first time you go in has to be so intimidating for something like that. It's not like especially when you're taking a class with other people. How did you get the mental fortitude to be like, I'm going to take a yoga class and I'm going to walk in there for the first time ever when I've never done it? How was that?
Well, I think it's the good thing about Lifetime as opposed to like buying like a 10-pack or whatever, like a yoga studio, is that it's essentially free, right? Sunk costs, all that stuff. And so you just go in and if you like, but it is unbelievable. Yeah. Cause they'll be like, okay, and downward dog. And I'm just using the very basic ones, an upward dog. And you're into a star and all this stuff, right? And you have no idea what those are even. Like I didn't. And so you just have to like look around and see what you're just copying what everybody else is doing and hoping you don't mess it up.
Can I tell you what I'm guilty of, Russell, is doing a lot of research before I go. I'll be like,
you want to be
research,
prepared.
First yoga class, what not to do. You know what I mean? Or what should I wear or something like that. And then I at least have an idea of like, okay, this is how it's going to go. Because I did a ton of that before jiu-jitsu just to be confident that I wasn't going to like get in there and I'm like, what? Everybody's wearing clothes? Like, what? Nobody told me.
You try to crane kick some guy. And they're like, no, that's the karate class down the road.
I did go with Brandon from Edina. I did go with him to the first warrior sculpt class, whatever. And he was just like, no, man, just, put your shoes over there and grab a mat over here and make sure you got this, so that helps.
Yeah, Russell, I mean, if you knew somebody who liked to go to like a workout class and you could go with them, you know what I mean? Like if you had a workout buddy, I think that would really help.
No. I don't like doing team workouts. Like I got into running a while back. I ran a half marathon. I've only run one race in my entire life. It was a half marathon.
Yeah.
But I don't want to train with anyone. I don't run with anyone. When I was running the half marathon and there were people running in front of me and talking to each other while I was like barely breathing, it annoyed the shit out of me. I'm not down with like joint workout stuff. Not my thing.
A grumpy Russell running the half marathon is one of the least surprising images I have in my head.
Rob, you want to know the grumpiest I got during the half marathon?
I do, Russell.
Well, other than the last 2 miles where I was barely making it, but half marathon is the Richfield half marathon. Matt, Richfield 66, between 66, 75th.
Yeah, when you're starting out the ice arena, right, and then you head over to by the post office, and you go around Richfield Lake, then you get to Wood Lake, and then you run up 70th, I think, before you cut around the junior high, and then over to Half Park, and then back over to the ice arena. Yep.
So anyway, I did the Richfield half marathon a few years ago, and you're supposed to go through the whole city, kind of a big circle, but there was part of the city that was underwater. It was the nature center was too wet to run through. So essentially the half marathon went down halfway through Richfield and then you turned around and ran back the exact same way you came.
Nope.
So I'm running the half marathon. I'm happy I'm doing good or whatever, but I hit like the 3 mile mark and all of a sudden I see the fast people coming back at me. Like they're on their way back.
Oh no.
When I've still got like, and I've still got, or maybe 4, but I've still got 2/3 of the race to run, and I'm seeing the 5-minute mile guy coming running past me, and I'm like, it was the most demoralizing thing. That was the worst thing about the half marathon where I got grumpy.
How did they know you didn't just turn around early? Like like gym class or whatever, like football drills, where you're like, oh, just turn around right.
You know what, Rob?
What?
That is a good question. Now the fact that I ran the whole thing really annoys the shit out of me.
They got sensors. Yeah. You would have been censored.
It's like, first is so and so from Kenya. Second is Russell. Wow, that's
from Richfield.
Did not see that coming.
What I have found, Russell, is that the group classes, right? Like if it's just some random Tuesday and I get up, right, and I'm like, I'm gonna go run 5 miles today at the gym and get a lift in, right, and I just don't feel it, I'll probably end up running like 2 or 3 miles and it'll be a real easy lift and I'll be out of there, right? But I know if I'm in a class, I'm going to go and I'm going to start and I'm going to end. I'm not going to walk out of that class early. So I know I'm going to get like that 45 or an hour in. And that's what I like about it, is that as long as I can get my ass to the class, I'm going to at least get that good workout. So that's what I have found about the group classes anyways.
Oh, well, you can't quit in a group class. Like I could be on the verge of death and I'd be like, I'm still stepping up these steps.
Yeah. Rolling, going, Robert, how's it going with you?
Did I tell you guys my gi pants story? Yeah.
No.
Where I was out, I was just getting ready to roll the guy.
Over or through the loop? Unleash it or over the top?
So the gi pants, the only way they attach to you is there's a tie on the top. So you pull it, right? I'm just about to roll with this guy who's a higher belt than me. So it's a little intimidating, but I'm feeling pretty confident. Like I'm starting to get some things. I know what some things are. I know some terms are. I feel the second before we start wrestling each other, the guy looks at me and goes, your pants are on backwards. And then it's like, beep. And we start. There's nothing you can do and have somebody say your pants are on backwards where it doesn't throw you off completely. Like you could be walking down the street. You could be hitting a shot in billiards championship. You could be doing like driving a car. And if somebody says your pants are on backwards, it throws you off every time. I could not mentally recover from that.
You know what I would have done, Rob?
Yeah.
I would have said crisscross once makes me want to jump, and then I would have armbarred the shit out of that guy.
Oh, God. That'd be so good.
Snapped it.
I'd be like, well, what you just said to me is pretty wiggity whack.
So he messed with you before he took you down and choked you out.
Yeah. And then he humiliated me in front of everybody. So that was kind of a fun group class. It's like yoga, except one person totally sits on top of you and doesn't let you move until it beeps.
So were your pants actually on backwards?
100%.
Okay.
I realized in the locker room. Because I said it out loud. I said, your pants are on backwards. He goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, okay, well, that maybe was a joke or whatever.
Because, I feel like that's one of those things too where, hey, the barn door is open or cows are getting out, just all that stuff. If your fly's down, right? But then every once in a while, you just tell somebody, hey, your fly's down just to make them look kind of a thing. So I didn't know if he was just messing around with you or not. So
I did that at my last 2 jobs. Did not, I don't know. It was a thing.
There's a
Fool
new
me
song.
once, shame on you.
There's a song on the upcoming release by a band. I think they're called The Night Beat, and the name of the song is Hot Gee. So I thought of you when I heard that, Rob.
Well, so now there's a guy in the class I'm kind of friends with, and like he was the first guy I rolled with, and he's super nice, and everybody has their name on their belt. And this guy's name is Mike, right? So I'm rolling with Mike yesterday at class. I vault over him. Normal move. I'm trying to get my knees over to go from a side mount to a full mount. So I'm sitting on his chest, right? I vault my knee over. And Mike and he's the guy who put me in the electric chair the other day where he split my legs wide enough where I tapped. So we're like friendly-ish.
A wishbone, if you will.
My knee hits his hand on the floor and I hear a crunch. And he goes,
oh, no.
Ah! And I stand up immediately and I go, oh my God. And he goes, oh, no. And the whole class stops and looks at me. And I'm like, this is my greatest fear. This is what I knew was going to happen. I'm a big fat guy doing jujitsu. And later I said to him a million times, I'm like, I'm so sorry, Mike. I apologize. I'm, Mike, I'm so, and he's like, well, he got some ice on. He's like, I don't think it's broken, but I think I'm going to get an x-ray. And then I look.
Everyone knows.
And he had just gotten he had just gotten up to a blue belt. And I look at his belt, and on his belt it says Dave.
Oh.
So
you called him the wrong name.
Not only have I been calling this guy Mike for 2 weeks, like across the locker room. Hey, Mike. Oh yeah, Mike, what you just said. And Mike. And I'm using his name to remember it. You know what I mean? I'm doing that thing. I'm like, Mike. His name is fucking Dave.
Oh,
no. And I was like, what the fuck? So now I'm like, oh, by the way, I think I've been calling you Mike for the last 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. I know your name is Dave. And he's holding this just busted up wrist. He's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. And I was like, oh my God, I am just making this worse.
You almost that guy. Go back.
That was a big reason why when I got on, I was like, guys, I'm not having a good day. Because that happened like 2 days. I've been so like.
It's kind of hard to go back. What are you going to do?
I got to go back. Like he said, oh, it's no big deal. This is what happens in jiu-jitsu. Like, I was like, what? This is what happens? This is going to happen to me? Oh, I can't hurt my wrist. Oh, it'd be.
Yeah. You just got to bite. You got to bite that bullet and just go back and hang out and everything will be fine, right? Because he sounds like a good dude. But yeah.
I hope like in a year we can laugh about how I called him Mike. And he's not like, I can never do jujitsu again. They had to amputate my hand. You fat piece of shit.
My whole first year of college, Barry from Burnsville didn't know my name, so it's all right. You can still be friends with people after.
Some people don't even know your voice after like years of listening, man. Like the equivalent of like 1,000 hours of listening. They have no idea who you are.
Think you know people.
Listen, let's talk about the album.
Oh, this is a music podcast?
Really though, when I saw his name was Dave, I was like.
That's even worse than breaking the guy's hand.
It was. Yeah. You guys correct people if they say your name wrong?
Yeah.
No,
what if it's
only for this situation?
What if it's in a group setting?
It happens to everybody, right? Like, it's Matt.
What if it's in a group setting though, in front of like maybe 5 to 10 guys in the locker room? Like, would you say, "Oh no, actually, my name's Dave"? That would be humiliating.
Excuse me, it's not thin dick, it's thick dick.
Dr. Thick Dick to you.
Dr. Roberto Thick Dick.
You know what? And I'll try to be like, if you're a third party in that situation, I'll try to, kind of jokingly say, no, that's Rob, just just to take the pressure off of both sides.
Could have used you guys in the group class, not going to lie. Listen, talk about Eminem this week. Now, we have discussed how we're going to do this album because this album, I think, is just a straight up relic of 2000. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I listened to this album once and I tried to go through it again and I couldn't do it. I could barely get through it once. But here's a crazy thing. What year do you think Eminem was born?
Got to be one as old as us, I'd say, right? A little older.
75.
84?
72. He was born in 72. That means that this last year, he turned 50. He released an album like 4 years ago. You can't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, and here's the problem, right? Is I looked everywhere. I said, did Eminem ever apologize for what he said on any of these albums? And I found one example of an apology. He apologized for using the F slur against Tyler, the Creator in 2018. So he didn't apologize for everything. He apologized for doing it once in 2018. I'm like, this guy still doesn't get it, right?
This stuff's so bad, though. Like, what's an apology even mean at this? It's horrible, right?
Yeah.
So here's the question, right?
How do you come back from most of what he said on here?
Let me give you a history of the album, then we can talk about how we should look at this. Because basically it's 2000. It's year 2000. It's right after his huge rap rock.
2000.
In the year 2000. In the year 2000, three guys from a podcast did a podcast episode about Eminem, and they had nothing to say about the music.
Wondered what a podcast was in 2000.
In the year 2000.
It's actually, they're kind of just staring at each other, hoping that someone else takes it. Maybe that this would end very quickly. So he comes out with My Name Is on the prior album. Huge hit. It's a crossover hit. Rock stations are playing it. Rap stations are playing it. Everybody's playing it, right? Giant. He did most of the beats on this album. Dre comes back, does almost all the beats on this album. He releases this album in 2000. It debuts at #1. In the term of rap albums ever, where do you think this sits as how many it sold? Like, what's its place?
It's got to be
5,
high.
I bet.
Get a white rapper, it's got to be high.
Yeah, probably number 1.
It is #1. This is the best-selling rap album of all time. Is that mind-blowing? So first of all, he's like 2000. He's almost 30 when he releases this. It's the best-selling rap album of all time. Those two things absolutely blow my mind. The album shows off Eminem's undeniable skills as a rapper, right? But it's got a lot of super uncomfortable. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. Uncomfortable. It's all about, there's spousal stuff. There's LGBTQ stuff. Like the year 2000, you knew not to say that stuff, right? Am I crazy? Like when I went to college, I knew not to use those words.
I don't think, you know what? I think historically looking at it, I think we think that now. And I think that's the way we would have comported ourselves when we were that age at that time. But I don't remember people saying right like, "Hey, you bought an Eminem album, you're doing something wrong." I mean, if that many people bought it at some point, I think people look at this differently now. Whether I mean, I don't know. I feel like I have at least one Eminem album that got thrown out with the rest of my stuff that got thrown out last week. But I'm not an Eminem fan, but I think it's horrible when you look at it now. And I don't remember people saying that it was horrible like that then, but maybe I'm just closed-minded or was at the point. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people called out the F slur, but not to the degree they might now.
Yeah, it sounds really gross now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's unlistenable. You can't listen.
There's whole songs on this where he's talking about his ex-wife. I had to turn because I was like, I can't. I couldn't even risk listening to this at work.
I had a perfect moment yesterday. I was trying to finish getting through this album. I got all the way to the end of it, or track 12 or 13, doesn't matter. I don't want to mention the one. I got so far into it that I couldn't listen anymore. Switched to the jazz radio station. They were playing Clouds by Joni Mitchell. It was like, I've never been so glad to hear Joni Mitchell my entire fucking life.
So here's the question, right? Is that how do we look at this album? Because obviously part of it is he's saying stuff just to be offensive. Like he's doing that juvenile 30-year-old thing you do. But to just say like, oh, it's all a big joke, that's not fair either. Because he obviously, it's not just like not him. So my question is can you look at this album in the same way you would watch a horror movie? Right? Because if you watch a horror movie, you don't think to yourself, oh, the director's a terrible person. The actors are terrible people. It's just telling a story that's terrible. Can you do that with this album? Like some people describe this album as horrorcore. I mean, some of the songs like Stan, when I listen to it, I get goosebumps every time at the ending. Like it's a powerful story. Can you do that, or is that kind of washing this album over? I don't know.
I think he delivers, and I mean, we're going to get to the album, right? And then get past it. But I think he delivers so much of this in the first person so convincingly that it's hard to look at it as just entertainment.
I think what you can really look at this album is this is a great snapshot of the year 2000, right? It's
like if you want to know where the anti-woke movement was born, it's like this was what was going on.
It's this weird pre-9/11 time of like, oh, I kind of remember when this was an album you could have and play and not be like I fired immediately. I don't know. I'm going to skip. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to skip every skit. The skits are terrible. I think this album might have killed the skit, the concept of the skit. They're just awful. One of the skits is literally his manager going like, hey, your record doesn't sell enough, when his last album was like a -- hit. Like even just to put that on there and treat us like we're so stupid. Oh, first up, Kill You.
When I was just a little baby boy, there is definitely a Dr. Dre feel on this, right? Heavily produced by Dr. Dre, right? Like, the thing I kept coming back to on a lot of these songs was the music, the beats and everything sound awesome. Eminem sounds super talented. The message is something I will just never be able to reconcile.
I wish he would have just done stuff with D12. When he's doing stuff with D12, it's fun. He's like, it's kind of lighthearted. That's what I wish it was. I wish
my blue and yellow, purple pills.
Right.
Yeah. Russell bringing it. Next up, Stan. So Stan, of course, samples Dido. So Dido gets huge in a year after this because of this song. Dido's in the video for this song. Right. And this song is literally Eminem acting like a fan, writing him, and basically getting more and more unhinged. And when he says like, oh, we should be together, it gives me goosebumps. Because you realize like, oh, this is like, you're dipping into insanity here.
Did you guys know that Stan is in the dictionary and it's a portmanteau? I didn't know that Stan was a portmanteau of, I believe it's stalker and fan, which is Stan.
Oh,
I never knew that. Did you guys know that or not?
No, because I thought Stan just meant like, oh, we stan a short king, like you, right. you like it.
I think it's a portmanteau of stalker and fan, and it's actually in the dictionary now. The meaning of stan is an extremely or excessively enthusiastic and devoted fan, and it's actually in the dictionary. And it made me start thinking, what are the other songs in the world that have created new words that are now in the dictionary?
Wow.
So we're gonna do a list.
You got a list? This is already a top one list. This is a great list.
I kind of wanted to listen to some music other than Eminem, so we're gonna do these songs instead.
I'll tell you what, Russell, I agree. Magic Mike is our Stan. Should I not say that? Is that bad?
So these are the best songs that popularized words that eventually became so common that they actually got added to the Old English Dictionary. I believe is the
Old
one
English
that everyone
Dictionary.
What's the main
Merriam-Webster?
Merriam-Webster.
Oxford.
There we go. All right, first song on the list is from I think it's 67. We've covered this album once before. It's Aretha Franklin. The song is Respect, and she popularizes the term props, which becomes, or she does, all I'm asking in return, honey, is to give you my propers.
My propers.
And propers ends up becoming props, which ends up making the dictionary. So we got to check out the song where she references it.
Wow. This is the first use of this.
Wow. And she said that was a big slang in Detroit about meaning mutual respect. And so she used that in the song. It popularizes the term. And now people say, hey, I got to give Aaron props for something all the time, right?
I thought for sure she was saying profits my whole life. That you need to give her profits. Russ, this is already a great list. I'm so excited about this list. I'm not going to lie.
Next song on the list, this is actually, let me explain it quick. So one of the ones we've heard, that I didn't know this was in the dictionary, but it actually is. It's the word shizzle, which is often used with "oh shizzle," which has been made famous by Snoop Dogg, right?
Of course.
And in the dictionary, it says it essentially describes the phrase for certain or absolutely for sure. And so I thought for sure that Snoop Dogg was the one that's made this popular, but it turns out Is it E40? Is he
E40
the big E40 is
Vallejo.
the big Bay Area rapper, and he
Yeah.
said where this really got made popular was from a song from 1981 from a guy called Frankie Smith. The song is Double Dutch Bus. Check this out.
What?
Here comes all the Izzle. Let it go for a little bit, Rob.
What?
Yes. So I would like. Would it shock you if Snoop Dogg was digging through a crate and came across this at one point, Aaron?
No. I mean, not at all.
That's like a weird,
wow.
banana fana fofana type song.
That's incredible.
That is so good, Russell. Oh my god.
Next song on the list is one of, I think, Matt's favorite bands. This is Beastie Boys. The phrase that they popularized in 1994 was mullet. I didn't know that mullet wasn't a common phrase before this.
It wasn't?
No.
I mean, I guess it started somewhere, right?
Mullet is a great name, though, for that
If
haircut.
you can hear it, what they're singing is cut the sides, don't touch the back.
Yeah.
And so
Are you serious?
I thought, yeah, the Beastie Boys, if you look it up, popularized the term mullet on the song Mullet Head.
Oh my god.
And it is now in the dictionary.
Guys, are some of my parody songs going to cause words to become things? Oh my god, I can't wait for that.
Rob, have you ever gone full on mullet? I could see you going with the
Oh
mullet
yeah,
look.
I did last year
Yeah.
for sure. Shave the
I think I've
sides.
seen it.
Tried to get the long back. You know, in college, I did a full mullet. Like my hair was really long, and I would grease down the back and then keep it poofy and long on top. I had a full Yarmir Yager. I called it the Yager.
The Yager.
It was a full on.
Who's got the greatest mullet in the history of mullets?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Crazy in
Oh,
Roadhouse.
there you go, man.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus,
Don't
yeah.
break my heart.
I got to go with Tiger King. I mean, that's all I can think of. My kid and I have been rewatching that. I'm telling you, it's great. It's trash. It's great.
All right, next song on the list. This is now in the dictionary, and it's defined as excitedly energetic or uninhibited when it comes to sexual manner, also known as getting jiggy with it. Jiggy is in the dictionary. Will Smith.
Oh.
This is a wild video to go back and look at.
Oh well. I mean, what are we doing
Jiggy
with our
is in the
lives?
dictionary.
It is.
Wait a minute. This is not the most wild Will Smith video, though. And I'm not talking about the slap. If you think I'm going to do a slap bit, that's not what I'm doing. Oh, no. Oh, no, Will. Will, don't do it. He's gone full Puff
The
Daddy.
hokey bad move, bad.
Oh, no, Will. Oh, everybody turn on right now the video to Getting Jiggy with It. Oh, no.
Oh.
Will.
Look at this.
Puff-
Look at that.
Look at
Will.
that puff jacket.
Jeez.
He was like, what if Jamiroquai was dressed obnoxiously? That's the video I want. Oh my God, Will. Oh, Big Willie style is anything but in this video. Oh no. God, you hate to see that. Now, not the most awkward.
He also got, I believe, in one of the songs in this
Man,
album,
yeah,
he gets
that's
called
that
out
too.
by Eminem. Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps.
Yeah.
Sell records. Nope. Well, I do. So F him and F you too.
And he ended up making the best-selling rap album of all time, so he's right. Here's the deal. Look at this video. Of course, this is the scene where Will Smith... Now, he dances with the alien, but I want to remind you, this is a song in a movie where the song was written about the movie.
We talked about this once before on the podcast.
How is that possible? Wouldn't he have to see the movie to make the song? But how would you make a song? Wait.
Well, who gets the writing credit? Go look up who's got the writing
Rob,
credit.
you wrote the Did It Better podcast before we ever did an episode, I think. The song.
Wait, what? Who wrote this?
Didn't you write the Beck Did It Better song before we ever did an episode?
That was Future Rob. He came back, but he still hasn't caught up with present Rob.
You know what? You're
He's
right,
just ahead
Russell.
of us by a day.
Oh my
He's already
God.
living tomorrow.
I am Big Willie style. I did write
All right.
that.
Last song on the list is in the dictionary. Used as a reference to a sexually attractive buttocks, sexually attractive, or sexually or shapely. The song is Bootylicious by Destiny's Child.
Man.
There's a song. Not ready for this, Jelly.
Rob, are you ready for this, Jelly?
You know,
Aaron said he wasn't. Are you?
well, wait, I have to mute this real quick. I can't jelly this dick. Never mind. Never mind.
Only some of our callers would call in and give us that joke.
So that is the list of the greatest songs ever that popularized terms that eventually made it into the dictionary.
I will say bootylicious is a perfect term. Like, as soon as you say bootylicious, you know what they're talking about. You don't need to explain it. Like, I'm still not sure what shizzle means, but I know what bootylicious means.
You know.
I know. Everybody knows. Next up, Who Knew? Produced by Dr. Dre.
Yeah, this sound is just what Dre was doing at the time.
Yeah.
Just making
and that whole
beat like this.
And that whole song is basically Eminem talking about, do the lyrics I say make people do bad things? Of course, it's like where you're like, actually, Eminem's smart. He makes me think. Skit, I'm going to skip that. The Way I Am. This is the second single.
Hey, yo.
And this is one of the only rap songs to rely on this. Oh, I don't have it written down, but this cadence where it's like a Night Before Christmas type cadence with the rap, like it's this extra beat at the end, which makes
Aaron,
it
what do you
sound
think
so
of
different.
Eminem as a rapper? Forget the lyrics, forget the tone or the message, just his skill. What's your impression?
I think people get really caught up in his style because he was really at both the on the way up and sort of the pinnacle of people really, really trying to outdo themselves with lyricism and multi-syllabic rhymes and
internal rhymes.
Internal rhymes. Thank you. So technically, I think he's at the top. He could write a great rhyme. I think he lacks charisma, and I think that's what he raps about Biggie and Pac a lot, and he just doesn't have the charisma that they have. And I think he has it in some songs, but when you listen over a whole album, it gets a little bit uninspiring.
You want to hang out with Snoop. You maybe even want to hang out with Dr. Dre. You definitely want to hang out with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, all I want to do, honestly, is see what that guy does in a day. I would love to see. I mean, he probably has that butt at his house, right?
Rob, Rex and Effect, you want to hang out with them?
I mean, I would go to Rax with Rex and Effects. Rob at Rax with Rex and Effects? Do you guys know what Rax is? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
The old roast beef restaurant that had the alligator cups. Nobody knows a Rax?
Nothing.
Oh my God. Okay. REX, look it up. It was so good. Here's the thing. Okay. Really good, actually. Roast beef and shakes. That was their bit. They had shakes and roast beef. Oh, let me think. Why do I look the way I do? Maybe because one of my favorite restaurants was roast beef and shakes. Two
Worst
things.
roads you could go down, I guess.
Oh my God. Not many. So far you have this album, right? Think you're the record label. You're like, okay, what single are we going to release first? All of these songs are depressing. Each one more depressing than the last. So they say, well, listen, we need to pop your sound. He comes up with this, the first single.
Women wave your pantyhose, sing the chorus, and it goes.
I mean, this is the one that was just huge, right? Huge. This is the one you know all the words. You don't even know how you know the words.
No,
this was huge.
It's previously discussed on the best songs featuring the harpsichord list.
Oh my God. Russell, that is so good. But that's a bop. That song is a bop. You hear it, you sing it, you know it. That is the first single off this album. Remember Me. I'm going to play a little, who am I playing? This is a guy from Onyx. And what you realize, I stopped that real quick. What you realize is how bad the lyrics are when somebody's saying it who's not Eminem, and with his skills, you're like, oh, this is pretty gross what I'm listening to. Let's see, what do I got next?
All I know is Onyx is heavyweight and still undisputed.
Still undisputed.
Just so you know.
Nobody made me run into more people in middle school except beside Onyx. Let's see. I'm Back. This is the fourth single. This song sounds like it's straight out of 2000.
I murder a rhyme, one word at a time.
I mean, it's just like
Bird of a mind is perverted as mine.
you can place
another
that note, that
another
tone.
interesting thing about Eminem songs. I was curious what you guys think of this. Beyond the language, everything else, there's a lot of pop culture references and people references.
Mm-hmm.
There's part of me that thinks that doesn't hold up. Clearly, this does not hold up at all.
No,
but there's a lot of the stuff like references to whether it's Britney Spears, Christopher Reeve, Fred Durst,
Nine Inch
all
Nails.
these pop culture references and people references.
Insane Clown Posse, right?
Yeah, that just don't really hold up, right? Like we know who they are because they were when we were kids or we were in our early 20s. But I would say if you listen to this now, you would have no idea what he's talking about for half of it, right?
Unless you're somebody who, when I say I had a haircut like Jaromir Jagr, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you actually didn't have to think twice about it. That's who this album is for. It's for people who are Eminem's age and 10 years younger, because again, he was 30.
He had such a narrow worldview. It's different than musicians who want to make something universal. He really needed to rap about 6 people who he knew in the business at the time.
Yeah, I think like how many songs have Christopher Reeve references? I think it's quite a few.
Why can't you let that one go? Right.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Marshall Mathers, this was about the lawsuit from his mom for the song about her on the first album.
I'm just a regular guy. I don't know why all the fuss about.
So there you go. Another
terrible song. It's hard to listen to this stuff.
It's
terrible. Just keep playing the music. It was sort of unique to him at the time that he like put his real name out there. Like it wasn't done by a lot of rappers. Seems like it was a marketing type thing for him.
It's like how we don't put our real names out on this podcast.
Yeah. Ever and never by mistake. Okay, ever. Next up, Drug Ballad.
It did happen a few weeks ago. I missed it.
Shit. I hope nobody doxes me. I like this one, actually.
At least it's an upbeat beat that you can dance to it.
Yeah. Next up, Amityville. This is another reason why I think it might be a horror album. He's rapping about bad things that happened in Amityville.
I love the vibe to this one. Again, lyrics and all, the beat, it gets so beyond dark, but the bounce to it, I don't know what it is, the back and forth.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Another interesting thing is I believe Eminem just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2022.
Wow.
And he was one of the few people that got inducted. He was also nominated along with Duran Duran, Dolly Parton, Carly Simon, Lionel Richie, Tribe Called Quest, and Beck. But Beck did not get elected to the Hall of Fame, I believe, this year, but Eminem did. So when it comes to getting ousted from the Hall of Fame because Eminem beat you, who did it better?
Beck did it better. Good job, Russell. Next up, Be Pleased. This has Snoop, Nate Dogg, an Exhibit. Now, listen to Nate Dogg here.
Exhibit, Pimp My Ride.
Nate Dogg is so good. This sound that he has is so good. Oh, I love Nate Dogg. We're going to skip Kim. Could you listen to 30 seconds of that? Like it's.
I just wrote down terrible.
It just is.
Just skip it.
How that could be released is beyond me. Under the Influence. Now here we have D12. It's fun. D12's fun.
A young ass man with a trash can strapped to the back of his ass.
Definitely skilled, man. He's got a sound. He's got a way
he can rhyme. Yeah, he could really use words.
Really impressive.
So Criminal, last song on the album, he comes in with the same intro he did in an earlier song on an earlier album, basically saying like, I don't care what you think of me. I don't think, like, do you really think I really believe this stuff I'm saying? And then he launches into what I would say is one of the most homophobic songs I've ever heard in my entire life, which totally shows you that he is not kidding. He is not repentant. He is not just trying to be like scandalous. It's the fact that he's still doing this in like 2018. I think it just tells you it's not great. Now, the question is this, guys, are we skilled enough as podcast professionals to pull this episode out of the nosedive that this album has put it in? Can we do it?
I don't think so. No.
Can we do it?
No.
I think we can. Russell. Let's get into the rating system. Should we even do the rating system? We know what we're going to say, right?
You got to at least play the song.
Everybody's favorite
True.
part of the show. The patented and very popular Beck Did It Better rating system. Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what to tell you. Rolling well-toned. Rolling groan, or rolling groan. What do you think, Russell?
This just feels to me so dark and so hateful. It's not what I want to what I want to get out of music. This is the first one where I've kind of thought I don't even know if this one should be on the list. I understand where it was so popular at the time and everything, but part of going through the list, and part of Rolling Stone making the list is kind of looking back on, where this should fall now. And just the message to me is so dark and not what I'm looking for. It's the first one where I would say I'm a little surprised it's even on the list. I'm going to say Rolling Groan. I think Eminem's an extremely skilled musician or rapper, but the message is just not what I'm looking for music.
All right, Matt, what do you think? Rolling Groan, or Rolling Groan?
I'm going to go with Rolling Groaned. Does that mean that should be lower on the list?
No, that means it should be way higher on the list.
But a lower number.
No, and again, it's a higher number. You have to think of it like a teeter-totter, right?
Gotcha.
By the way, how
Rolling
many
Groan.
times
Russell.
have you ever been in an old school teeter-totter? Like a real big, long one that they still have some places?
Yep.
Your tailbone gets so busted up on those things. Have you ever gotten on those with your kids and you realize that your kids are the most deceitful people to ever be alive when they immediately hop off?
You just
Rob,
you think you could be like you used to be a kid where you lift your legs up.
Yes.
If you lift your legs up and you just go crashing down, that's your.
I'm going to pretend
that's
like
the
I
downfall.
knew what that was like as a kid, and I didn't just come crashing down no matter what on a teeter-totter.
You should invite Mike from your jiu-jitsu class to go teeter-totter with you at the park when you go back to class.
To make amends.
Yeah.
Mike, you and I are best friends ever, Dave. Rosie, what do you think?
Matt, did you give your rating?
Oh,
I did.
Yeah.
I said it is Rolling Groan, and I asked should it be higher on the list, and that means no. It should have a higher number, but lower on the list.
Oh man, you nailed it. You got this
Rolling
simple
Groan.
system down.
Rolling Groan, take it off the list. Don't make people listen to this. Rolling Groan.
Yep. You're wrong. It's Rolling Never a Gone. Okay. I'm never going to listen to this album again. Don't need to. Don't even need to talk about it anymore. In fact, it's kind of ruined our podcast. Okay.
So we're wrong.
kind of
It's
did.
not Rolling Groan.
Yeah,
we're wrong.
You know what? I kind of dreaded doing this all week because of this. We got to come up with a solution to this next time. Man, we'll definitely.
I have a solution that we could do next time.
What's that?
I would like to make a proposal.
Sure.
Are you proposing to us or somebody else?
Matt.
Russell, let's practice this.
You better be clear on who you're proposing to here.
Let's practice this right now, Russell. I'm
Is
going
it
to
live
say.
proposal on the podcast?
Okay, as a proposal, what am I going to say? I'm going to say. Sorry, Russell. I don't have a joke about proposal. It's actually not a joke. You actually shouldn't joke about that. It's serious business.
We could do, Rob. I'm gonna bring some joy to your guys' world right now.
Ooh,
I don't know
yeah.
if this one's on YouTube or not, but I'm gonna bring joy. The Muppets Mayhem, the Muppets show has been out, and they also actually released an album on Friday.
What?
And so the Muppets album is out. So maybe the next time what we could do is instead of doing a bad album, we can do the Muppets album.
Let's do it.
I love it.
Let's do
But
it.
Rob, we can do this anytime next time too. But one of the reasons I really wanted to bring this up is one of the songs, they've got a lot of covers, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Can You Picture That? A lot of different songs. True Colors, the one that jumped out to me is one of Rob's 5 favorite songs ever. God Only Knows is covered by Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem on their new album. I thought we would have to cover that at some point.
For sure. I thought you were gonna say Hot for Teacher. For sure.
No. God Only Knows. I don't know if you can pull it up. I don't know if it's on YouTube or anything yet, Rob, but you guys will love this album. I guarantee you will get enjoyment out of it.
I'd be without.
God only knows.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Right?
Tell me this isn't a top 3 pop song right now. Tell it to my face. I'm listening.
God only knows what I'd be without.
Isn't this great?
Russell.
Oh, it's marvelous.
This is so good.
So I haven't watched the show yet, but I did see an article how they had released their first album ever. But I don't know if it's the first Muppets album. I think in I don't know how many years, 10 years or so. But it's the Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. They've got 22 songs, hour and 3 minutes. 22 songs in an hour.
Wow.
That is an album we want to listen to.
We got to listen to that album. Russell, proposal, you know what I say to that? I do. Okay. I do think that's a good idea. Okay. I do like all your silverware in my house. Okay. I do like these 2 baseball cards that are here. I don't know. I'm going to rip these up and throw them away. I don't need them. All right. Next week. Now, some people would say, oh, Rob, did you look up what album is next week to write a joke down? And the answer is yes. And you're going to know that I did when you hear this great bit that I have coming right now. Next up. Damn it. Oh, you know what? I thought this was the album that only had one L line on it. but it's got a Parallel Lines. It's Parallel Lines by Blondie.
I have no idea what's on this album.
Got it. I still got it.
I know what's on it because I listened to this album instead of
You're smart.
what we did last
You're
week.
smart.
On accident.
Oh, you instead of Led Zeppelin?
Yeah. I just got mixed up over, so I will not listen to that album.
Can you guys imagine if we did what Matt did and go ahead 2 albums and then find out we're wrong and we have to go back and record? Like if we had to go back and record like Bob Dylan, Highway 61 again, like
End of the podcast. Forget it.
oh, I was going to say it would be Aaron. I was going to say it would be a lot of fun because I'm with friends, but
Rob, I was going to ask if I did make that proposal
yes.
and they asked, is that the same ring that I bought for that AARP ass?
Oh, Russell. I mean, you're gonna say AARP ass at the end.
I'm saying if they ask and say, is that my ring or is that the ring you bought for that AARP
That
ass?
is so good. Aaron, what are you doing at your computer? I swear to God, if you put your head close to the camera again, I cannot
tired.
take it. No, don't
I'm
do it,
reading,
Aaron.
I'm reading the list.
Don't do it. I feel like don't do it anymore. I can't
You know
take
what?
it.
I think this is done. I feel like these 2 albums broke Aaron tonight.
These are rough.
Great timing.